Thanks for tuning in. I've been enjoying sitting here and relaxing for a change and, having time away from the job. And for quite a few years, I've been looking to relocate to one of the states south of me. And I've done some traveling over the years to check out, climates and different things like that, and getting to know some people online because it's always easier to go somewhere where there's people in the faith, and that's what I wanted. And just recently, I'd met some new people and things like that. So that was a great blessing. And there's a fellowship that I've been fellowshipping with through their live stream, which is in the northeastern area of Tennessee. And so we've been kind of looking around that area, northeastern Tennessee, going east across those mountains into North Carolina, kind of the northern point of those states. And so I've been looking in that area, and I have, friends there now, and also a lady friend. So that's a great blessing. And I'll be going down there. I'm hoping I can go for a couple weeks. I don't like to say I'm going to do this or that, because it's up to the Father in heaven, right? We don't, always know what's going to happen in the future. Even Scripture tells us, don't make solid plans. You don't say Father willing or Lord willing, it says. And so I think that's a better way to think about it, because I know in my past that I had plans to do this or that, and it didn't happen. So, I don't want to think that I know the future, even though many times it can come to pass as we hope, but it doesn't always. And so I want to encourage everybody, during this time, because all of us or many of us, I should say, and not all of us, because it can depend on what job we have, but many of us, are affected with job loss and things like that. Fortunately, the Father's taking care of my needs. I don't have a lot of money saved, but I have some, to help hold me over until I can get money coming in from unemployment insurance, and tax returns will be probably in 3 more weeks, something like that, when they'll come. I just did them. I think it was this last Friday. I did them online, and so that was pretty good. I like that. I've always had a tax preparer do them for me, and some of them were very expensive. I've had some wanting $120 just to do a simple tax return off a W-2. And so I found another company that was much cheaper, but even 40 or 50 bucks is a lot of money. What does it take them, 10, 15 minutes? They're making $200 or $300 an hour. I'm like, come on. And so I thought, I just have W-2s, and I've done them in the past myself when I had that. And so there's a program online I used called TurboTax. And I really liked it. And tax return paperwork is getting a lot more involved than it was 20 years ago when I used to do my own back then. But the nice thing about this is I don't have to go anywhere, pick up paperwork to do it and stuff like that. I just, boot my computer and bring up the site and register there, and it was good to go. And it was a really phenomenal program. And the nice thing was, too, that if you just have W-2s, they don't charge you anything for using their, site to do that. So that was pretty nice. So I enjoyed that. So I'm getting that in place. Today's Sunday, and I happened to log into the unemployment site, and it was good to know that I could, file online. Excuse me. I don't have to go anywhere, And so I filed online. I'm waiting to see what my benefits are going to be every week. Because I logged in there this morning and found that I don't have to, meet with anybody, talk with anybody. So that was good. It makes it easier. And it's just waiting to, I guess, be activated or approved or whatever they do. And one of the nice things is our governor here, Governor Cuomo, has waived the waiting week for unemployment insurance, which is pretty nice. And that will help me because there's some other wants, not needs, but wants. And, I have money right now to buy some of those things that I want, because there's some things I'd like to do, while I'm not working. But I'm going to keep that money in the bank right now until I get more, coming in. That, I make sure I have enough there that, some of these things I want to buy, that, I can cover them and not, struggle financially. Because that's never good, I was always told, live within your means. And I heard something even better than that later on was live below your means. So I'm trying to hold to that, and I like that thinking. Because, we want to have a little bit of a nest egg. Not that we're saving, like for eternity or anything, but it is wise to stock up. We even see Joseph, when they went to Mitzrayim, or Egypt, as many know it. Pharaoh had the dream, and Joseph interpreted it, and they, stocked up on everything that they could store, grains, and whatever that would keep. They didn't have refrigeration, back then to keep meat. They would have to salt it and things like that. So they stocked up, for that time, for that drought and the famine that was coming. So it's wise to do that. Put some away, and put some money away, put some provisions away. It was interesting that about a year ago, I thought that the Holy Spirit was showing me to stock up on some things, and I did. And it's funny because we hear so much about people stocking up like crazy on toilet paper, right? I was already stocked up even before this pandemic came. So I was sitting here going, "Oh, that's cool," And I did pick up a little more as it became available, but I didn't go fight for it either. I'd buy, one pack. It was a big pack, but I'd get one. I wasn't like some of these people I've seen walking out with multiple packs, And, a roll of toilet paper is going to last you a week anyway. But I had stocked up on all this stuff, even though I don't normally buy canned meat. I said, that'll keep for a while because there's only so much room in my freezer. So, and I normally, try to get, a few cans of that anyway. Some roast beef, chicken, things like that. I don't like the canned chicken so much, but if I open a can of that and just add some to like some chicken soup, it blends in well, or I'll take it and do a veggie stir fry, but not totally veggie. I'll throw some of that chicken in there, and that works well. And I've got rice, I've got instant potatoes, dried foods that'll keep for a good while, and canned foods, beans, I've got yellow rice, brown rice, white rice, and even though I don't have a big barn full of it, I have enough there to keep me going 2-3 months maybe, and because we never know, when things could go down like this, so I'm still eating well. I don't eat a lot anymore, as I'm getting older, but I eat, enough to sustain me. And I've actually been putting on weight, so I have cut down on what I eat, and trying to trim some of that off. I trimmed a little off recently and then put it back on. So I said, well, I don't need so much anymore. So, but that's a good thing. But so I'm looking forward to taking a trip to the south and being with friends there, being with my lady friend. I guess from what I understand, I'll be staying at her place. She'll go stay at her dad's, and so it's all kosher, and so that's a good thing, and then she'll come over during the day. She works at home because she does office work, so she has a laptop, from work and keeps it home and works there. So that's pretty handy. And it's nice when you're able to do that. So she's able to keep working. And, there's people out there that have those kind of jobs, So they're still bringing in a regular, payment from work every week or 2 weeks, however their employer pays. And so let's all, continue to pray for one another. The social media site we have at messiahspeople.com is flourishing. Again, there's so much commotion on Facebook. And, I saw this possibility when I started the site. And there's a lot of good fellowship there. And some of the people have actually left Facebook to come to Messiah's People. So that's pretty good. And we try to keep the conversation friendly there. We're not beating one another up. But it's good to stay in touch with fellow believers. And I got one sister that I've been kind of close to. I don't talk to her a lot, but kind of close. I would call her close because she's one of my better friends. And she had logged in recently and was sharing some things. And she's relocating to another state, going into some communal living with people, farmland, grow food, stuff like that. And I think that's a good thing to do. I do have organic seeds to grow food. I bought a bunch of them a couple of years back. I hope they're still going to be good. I'm growing some things actually in my bedroom because that window gets a lot of sunlight. I'm growing some bell peppers. And I planted broccoli in there. Now the broccoli isn't doing so well, but the bell pepper plants, they're coming along. They're getting big. And so I'm encouraged by that. Like, keep a light on them. I guess the fluorescents work the best. But I says, I'll try an LED light. I picked up a new one. The LEDs hardly use any electricity. Because I thought if you burn too much electricity, you're going to spend more money. You might as well just go buy the food. But the benefit in growing your own that I've learned, like if you buy produce at the store, the regular store, that stuff is usually picked too early, and so it hasn't fully ripened, and it doesn't have all the nutrients our body needs. And so, it's good if you're able to grow food. I would encourage you to do it. We do have a farmer's market here that has food from the local farmers, and they'll keep growing all winter because they got these really big greenhouses out there and stuff, and that's pretty neat. And I go there to buy my produce. The tomatoes and everything, they're beautiful there. I was trying to find some romaine lettuce, and they didn't have any. And so I did, looking at the store, it was that Friday, and I was looking for like the full romaine lettuce, but they only had a package of 3 romaine hearts. I said, well, I'll get that. And that's better, a little better for you than the regular iceberg lettuce. So, that's a good thing. That's a good thing to eat, even if you have to get it at the store. But I'm looking, because I'm not too far away from retirement age. I've got a little over, 2.5 years. I'm trying to look into some areas up there in the mountains in northeastern Tennessee, where I could possibly find a place and grow food there. I'm not looking to buy a place because we don't have a lot of time. I would be happy to rent a mobile home, even, or a house, whatever. I don't know how they are in Tennessee. I'm looking in southwestern Virginia, a nice 2-story home for only $550 a month to rent that. That's amazing. The apartments cost more for a 3-bedroom apartment. And but I'm going to be looking around. I'm going to go down there, Lord willing, for at least 2 weeks. And if I can stay longer, I will. And so I got to see, what's going on and everything like that. And the lease on my apartment here comes up end of June. And I don't think I'm going to move down there that soon. I may have to renew the lease here and stay here for another year, possibly. And that's going to depend, what happens with my job. And the fact that we are coming out of the lockdown now, is showing me that I may very well be here for another year or so, because I do have some debt I want to get paid off, and I've got some that I've got behind me all paid off and everything. Got a little bit more, so I got to work through that, because as a believer, as a follower of Messiah, we need to take care of our responsibilities. But let's always keep one another in prayer. Let's not divide. Sometimes, even when we, are convinced somebody is wrong, don't make a thing out of it. It's the job of the Holy Spirit to lead all of us. And, our Father in heaven is a righteous judge. We mostly judge so we know the difference between right and wrong. And if we go to somebody, we need to, with exhortation, we need to do it in a loving manner and say, hey, this is not the way I see it this way. And we try to do that privately. Online, it would do it through an email or something like that. And if they don't hear you, then you take another brother. Well, okay, so we'll find a brother that agrees with us, so that can be a little tricky too, especially in this day. Society is much different. So the best thing we can do is be very kind, and if they don't hear us, let it go. It's not our job to open eyes. We just, say what we can, and then if the other person doesn't receive it, we move on. Still love them, and, keep the unity, keep seeking Messiah together and loving one another. Thanks for watching. I hope you're all blessed. Have a great day. I'll put a link below if you're not familiar with Messiah's People or know where it is. I'll put a link below. Please come join with us. Many of us are staying in touch. Some people are going into, communal living and sharing what they're doing. And it's an amazing journey. And it's good to hear, from other brothers and sisters, the changes that are taking place in their lives. And we're beginning to discuss some of that stuff. And so I'd love to have you all there and become part of the online community with the Mishpachah. Stay blessed, encouraged. Please give the video a thumbs up. And if you're not currently subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I really love people, and I just want to, stay here talking to you all and blessing you and putting good things out there that will bless all of us. Hope you have a great day, a great night, whatever it is there. Shalom.